It's still kind of hitting us right now.
I'm happy for myself.
Yeah,
Thank you so
exactly.
much.
How long was the case stuck before we started working on it?
My wife had her last appointment at the beginning of November. We filed with you August 1st, something like that.
Yeah.
So like 10 months.
What did you try to do to get it unstuck when it was on hold?
I mean, basically everything that we had done to get USCIS to get USCIS unstuck, to get NBC unstuck.
We contacted with
Yeah.
senators, representatives, try to contact
We
embassy by ourselves.
emailed everybody that we could. We emailed and called USCIS, NBC, 2 congressmen, a representative. I even reached out through my dad we have a community leader in the Bronx that's kind of like connected locally. And even he kind of tried to see what he could do, but I mean, nothing really worked. It was a brick wall.
And how did you feel like when it must have been so frustrating?
Yeah, I mean, it just felt like we were in a black hole.
Very frustrating.
Yeah, it felt like nobody knew what was going on. Either that nobody knew what was going on or nobody wanted to tell us.
What were your concerns when we first got started? Like, what were you worried about?
I don't know how she found out about writ of mandamus, but she found out about it. And what everyone said was, no, it's too drastic.
People don't, even a lawyer told you not to do it. Said, oh, don't do that, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And if you hadn't filed it, where would you be today?
I'm
Waiting.
still probably waiting, man.
One of the things that everybody says when I talk to them, I talk to people in your situation all the time, and they all say, wait a minute. If I sue, the consul is just going to get mad at me and they're going to deny it in retaliation. So what would you say to that?
I mean, it's an easy thing to think, just because you seem kind of really small compared to this big government thing that's going on. You go to the embassy and it's really frightening and all that. But it makes a lot of sense when we talk to you and you mentioned like they don't want to go to court. You don't want to go to court. Nobody wants to go to court. They want to finish it as fast as possible too. And I think that's what kind of convinced us.
What are your plans next? What are you going to do after
right
this?
now, we're literally just having a conversation about when, like, we need to decide when we're going to book the tickets, fly back home. You know, we're probably going to start looking for an apartment pretty soon. It's just super exciting right now, you know?
It must be nice to think about that instead of worrying about what's going on with your visa and when are you going to get it and what Trump's going to do next and all that.
It's an exciting thing, but, you know, we're still approaching it pretty cautiously. I think it's just PTSD at this point from the almost...
Trauma.
Yeah, just seriously trauma from the past 3 years. Because it really has been 3 years since it first happened, since we first ran into this issue.
So how long did it take to get the visa issue? We filed it in August, and here we are. It's September, middle of September. So it was only was less than 8 weeks, right?
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
it was
exactly 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
It was kind of amazing how fast, like it was so fast. I remember
so
my
much.
wife, I was in New York because I was visiting the States. My wife called me in the middle of the night to say, I just got an email that says that AP is done. And I couldn't believe it. And then we got another thing that said, please send us your passport. And it just all happened so fast.
Once they realize that they're being sued, they want you to go away and they want to get you sorted out. And I think that's exactly what's going on. The message that I tell people is that if you're in administrative processing and you're waiting and you're trying to get these visas issued, you're just wasting your time because they don't care. They're not paying attention to you. But once you file the lawsuit, you hit them in the head with a big 2x4. Then suddenly they start paying attention to you and the tables turn.
If it was up to them, we would just still be waiting, you know,
Probably.
For who knows how long.
So what message would you tell, based on your experience, what would you tell people who are stuck in administrative processing and they're waiting, they're banging their heads against the wall?
You know, you can call representatives and Congress people all day long and you can call whoever you're going to call, but
Does not work.
Nobody's going to give you any information. Either nobody knows or the system is so opaque that not even Congress people can have a view into it. And oftentimes one of these options is the best option to go with. And it's not retaliatory, which is, you know, something that we thought it was going to be.
It works. The lawsuits work. You're living proof of that. And now you have something to celebrate and a whole new perspective on things. And I'm incredibly happy for the both of you. And I'm proud that I was able to help you sort this out.
So much.
Yeah, no, it was a great decision.
It was
you know.
We actually talked to you a month before we filed the writ of mandamus.
Yeah.
We were talking about it.
Yeah.
We wish that we did it back then.
Exactly. Yeah, we had called you, I think, a month before we actually went and filed with you. And even during that month, we were still, should we do it? Should we not? You know, we were still going back and forth, but we're definitely both glad that we did it.
So proud that I could be a part of your success and help you along your journey. And just want to congratulate you both again. Look forward to having you back to the U.S., getting on with your lives, and putting this ordeal behind you.